got the hits. We got the gist. This is Lagos' #1 lifestyle station, City 1051 FM.
It's Lagos City, Nigeria. Let's get talking this morning. Issues bordering on our national headlines and stuff hitting up the polity as we have them in our national dailies. Joining me this morning for the first time on a Friday morning is none other but Nejeeb. Good morning to you, Nejeeb.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good to have you here. Let's have you have your headphones on so you can hear me loud and clear.
Yeah.
Great. I want to say thanks to Charles and the news department for making sure we went through the headlines this morning. Quite a little bit of network hitch this morning, but we were able to pull it off. Thank you very much, Charles, and thank you also, Festus, for being handyman this morning. Now let's get talking. Let's start off with the book.
Okay.
Ex-President Jonathan's book. Somehow it's not getting so much a good review from some quarters. And reasons far-fetched?
No.
Yes.
So far, what we've seen from the book is it's not anything to praise. I've not seen any decent review of it. I've not seen anybody.
Is this in any way a plus to the PDP as a party? Does it strengthen?
No,
Does
it
unify?
doesn't in any
Does it
way.
make them formidable?
At all.
Yeah.
I was even expecting, because of the timing of the book,
Yeah.
I was suspecting that the book was going to give PDP some points heading into the elections. I felt it was going to expose some things the APC did towards ousting, things that people could say, oh, that's what happened, really, no wonder. But see, so far, everything I've seen from that book is just child's play. It's Jonathan trying to exonerate himself from everything that happened under his tenure. Say, no, it wasn't my fault, it was this person, oh, that person did this. It's not a recommended read at all. And as of yesterday evening, Jonathan was already saying people are pirating the book. In fact, he put the picture of the pirated book. And I was wondering, when he was president, people were complaining about piracy in the movie industry, in the book industry, everywhere. And what did he do to curb all these things that are coming to affect him now? The book so far, I've not read the full version, but so far what I've seen, what people have said, excerpts from the book is just child's play. It's just meaningless stuff. It doesn't help anybody, not even himself.
Because what's your thought on that? Send us your tweets, #topical issues at City1051, and also you can send your WhatsApp message to 0909164403. Hopefully we get back our network and we'll be able to interact with you on our socials this morning. Across board on all of the papers we read out this morning, interception of tramadol, what about 7.3 billion naira from India? Yeah,
that's huge. The drug abuse problem is very serious. It's something people have shouted about. It's something government says they are working against. Unfortunately, now came to a point where SARS was using it to harass people all over the place. I think the work against things like tramadol starts with it starts and ends with the customs and NAFDAC and the Ministry of Health. It's a drug people need. There are some people that are saying you can't ban it because we need it desperately for health reasons. Doctors need it to treat some patients that are in extreme pain. But then you need to control it from just anybody in the street taking it. Yeah. So it's a duty of customs. I'm glad they are doing this. And you know, the guys, they arrested the guys who tried to bring it in, because when they stopped the cargo, the guys now tried to bribe the thing through. They offered the customs about 150 million. There's some decent money, and you know, the customs played along and they were able to catch these people. So they will go and explain who their partners are over in India, and hopefully they'll serve time. Unfortunately, most of these crimes we hear of at the customs board, and people that imported guns, we've not heard what happened to their case. You know, but I hope this time around, because the drug abuse problem is it's getting out. It has gotten out of hand.
7:15 a.m. Lagos. We'll go for a quick break and we'll come back as more issues this morning from our national dailies. It's Topical Issues on City 1051 FM.
City 1051 FM.
Back from that break, Topical Issues. Join us on Twitter this morning, #Topical Issues at City 1051. You can also send us your WhatsApp messages to 0909-916-4403. Let's get talking this morning. Nejeeb with me as our in-house analyst on a Friday morning. Now, President Muhammadu Buhari has yet to take a decision on whether he will take part or not in the presidential debate slated for January 19, 2019 by the Nigerian Election Debate Group. But the People's Democratic Party and the Social Democratic Party said their candidate Atiku Abubakar and Donald Duke, respectively, would take part in the debate. Now, the chairman of the Nigerian Election Debate Group, Mr. John Momo, told journalists in Abuja yesterday that the group had fixed January 19, 2019 for a debate for presidential candidates of the different political parties taking part in the 2019 election. He also said that the chairman of the Broadcasting Organization of Nigeria said the debate series will, however, start on December 14, 2018, with vice presidential candidates billed to take their turns. What are your thoughts on this? President Muhammadu Buhari, the debate slated for next year, 2019.
I don't know. I hope to see President Buhari there. I think we should start demanding that for those who have how will I say, who are interested in what is happening in this country. I think we should wait and see what these people have to say when they face each other in such a debate. And if someone says they are not coming for any reason, then we should now know that they have nothing whatsoever to offer. I'm happy that Donald Duke, I know he would do very well in such a debate. I'm sure someone like Kingsley Moghalu. But I think for me, Obi Ezekwesili, if she's there, she's going to be a star.
Oh, I saw an interview she granted CNN. I'm trying to remember
Yes.
program that was some days ago.
Yeah. I've listened to Obi Ezekwesili several times. The kinds of policies she has for Nigeria, they're not the kind of, if you can sit down to listen to her and your mind can conceive what she's saying, it's as if, and it's very feasible. She'll tell you what she will use to achieve. So I look forward to the debate. I wish the debate would have happened closer to the election so that it will help people conclude on their decision. But having it in December, that's just what I don't like about it. But I want to see all of them come out and show us what they have, debate each other. What Yele Showore, I want to see him.
Oh yeah.
Do you know Ahmed Buhari?
No, I don't.
He's a friend of mine. He's contesting also.
On the what platform?
SNP. So I want to see all of them, and it will be interesting. It will be very, very interesting. It's been a long time.
All right, niggas, we'll come to you in just a few on the phone lines. Remember, you can call us in. You have 60 seconds for your contemplations. All you got to do is tell us your name, where you're calling from, and go ahead and make your views heard this morning, but let it be very informed. Now, in some other news, the police spokesman Moshood Jimo, in a statement in Abuja yesterday, explained that Atiku, 30, who's 30 years, was not murdered but slumped and died in detention. Now, there's a key witness to the auto robbery case. Now, he's come out to say he wasn't murdered, that he slumped and died. Now, he said it's important for the public to know that Atiku was not among the 5 gang leaders that indicted and implicated the Senate president. Therefore, his death cannot vindicate Senator Bukola Saraki. There was a post-mortem examination result in respect of the death of Atiku.
You see, these are the very dangerous things that are happening in Nigeria. You get arrested, you are a suspect. Anybody can be a suspect. They take suspects into custody, and this guy didn't even die yesterday or last week. We don't know when this guy died or when he was killed, because there has not been a proper investigation to show that, okay, he slumped and died. It's just based on their own word for now. Yeah. Police take suspects, the suspects are giving evidence, they are giving testimonies, and the next thing you hear, they are dead. We should take this matter very, very seriously, because tomorrow they could tell us that El Zakzaki slumped and died, and then you have like 3 million people going rampage all over northern Nigeria because they feel it. So we need to find out who was in charge of this guy, what exactly happened. We need to bring in independent people to do their own autopsy on that, on Michael Atiku. It's sad that he's dead and his case will not be heard. Yeah. We need to take suspects as people who are still innocent till when their cases are fully judged. It's unfortunate, but then now the police is coming. They're not even coming to show remorse about his death. They're not coming to say, okay, we'll make sure those who were in charge of him get punished or anything. They're just saying, we must still get Saraki. This doesn't mean Saraki is... What? I don't understand. It's terrible.
What are your thoughts on that? Send us your tweets at City1051. I'm just hoping at the end of the day we're going to get back to network issues going to be resolved so we can read your tweets. But in the meantime, we will open up the phone lines and let's get talking. Now, lastly this morning, let's go all the way to Akwa Ibom State. The Senate on Thursday directed policemen deployed in the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly to vacate the complex immediately to enable the lawmakers to perform their legislative functions. This followed a point order raised by Senator Albert Akman, PDP Akwa Ibom North East, at the plenary. He stated that the assembly had been under lock and key for over 24 hours without clear reasons. But in defiance of the Senate's directive, the policemen were still at the House of Assembly of the time this report was sent in yesterday. The police on Wednesday sealed up the House of Assembly without giving any justification. Now, this is not the first time we're seeing this happen. I mean,
yes,
the State Assembly...
They did it at the federal,
yes,
they did it at the National Assembly.
Yes.
So it's a formula. It's a formula they've been experimenting with since about June this year. And what they don't know is that these things affect our economy. When we have Akwa Ibom produces a lot of the oil we export out of Nigeria. When they do things like this and some oil workers say, oh, we can't be able to work if crisis comes, what if the Niger Delta militants feel, oh, our peace is being threatened because they think we are mild or something, and they decide to take action, they decide to start shooting up the place? You can't truncate democracy this way. Yesterday we were discussing the same matter. 5 lawmakers felt they were wrongfully dismissed from the chamber. And we felt, okay, the police was there. I didn't want to speculate that they were there to cause trouble. I said, okay, they were there to maintain the peace and make sure people don't go in there. But what we saw yesterday was them blocking other lawmakers from entering and allowing some in to hold some kind of sitting where they were claiming the kind of, how will I say, they wanted to impeach the speaker. It's just all sorts of oddity, and it's sad to see that the police, a state that has been peaceful for a while, this is where we go to hold our international football matches. It's because it's peaceful, and it's the police now going to be used to cause some kind of disturbance there. It's shameful, it's sad.
Lagos City, let's get you talking to us this morning. Call us up on 0700 1051 1051 and 0909 Topical issues. Good morning.
City 1051 FM.
The police culpable if you have someone under your custody.
Yes, it's not supposed to happen. The reason why you have someone under your custody is to not only to hold that person, but also keep the person safe.
He was arrested, held and happy.
Yeah, he wasn't arrested from a sick bed. He wasn't arrested from maybe he didn't have. There's nothing they can. Either he was poisoned. He could have been poisoned. But what I advise is that the Senate, if they are going into this thing, they should bring independent people to come and carry out an autopsy. It could be out from outside the country, because from what I'm seeing, if the IGP and his spokesman can be so biased against the Senate president, maybe we need some people from outside the country to come and look at this.
Let's get to your WhatsApp messages quickly this morning. We'll start with WhatsApp, then we'll go to Twitter. Good morning to you. News reported angers at the National Assembly over death of soldiers. Why would that be? Was it not the same National Assembly that disagreed with the federal government paid? Why would the federal government pay military hardware from US? Why can't
see?
Help me when you're sending your message. Can you quit with the abbreviations? It doesn't make for easy reading, please.
I think the person is trying to say that this same Senate, when the presidency gave out money, they didn't get approval, but they gave out money to buy helicopters from the US. This same Senate complained, and now soldiers are dying, and this same Senate is complaining. But the Senate is just saying, do things right. Do things right.
Hinging Igbo presidency on voting for Buhari is not only an insult on the race, but an affirmation of present government unrepentant penchant for electoral manipulation. This, by God's dates by the grace of God and diligence of well-meaning Nigerians will be checkmated. And this is Daily Martin in Lagos. Thank you, Daily Martin, for sending your WhatsApp message. More WhatsApp message this morning. Benga Dipoju from Ogbe says, how ordinary rascals caught Boko Haram killing professional military men get me confused. Fighting insurgents in desert is very easy with air support. After failing in government, they end up as authors. Tramadol is widely in circulation. God help Nigeria. I see the politicians in Nigeria as devil's advocate or incarnate. What Putin was talking about Africa is very true of Nigeria. They go overseas and see what is there and unable to replicate what is there here in Nigeria. And this Amao Olubenga from Egbeda. It's clear Nejeeb has not read Jonathan's book. Notwithstanding,
I have
Jonathan's
not read the
weak
entire
point,
book.
what he revealed in the book established him as true and undisputable statesman.
Interesting.
More WhatsApp this morning. It will be very interesting if all the presidential contestants will be available during the debates, including the incumbent. It calls to mind the same thing in Osun debate when the PDP candidate decided to ignore the debate, and we all know what became of him in the long run. More WhatsApp messages this morning, 7:38 a.m. If it was someone that stole little amount of money, justice would have been done. But because he has a link to the elites, it's taken forever till that came. Our judicial system, police are not up to their game. God bless Nigeria. Farouk from Akute. More WhatsApp this morning. Let's get going. I'm reading your WhatsApp messages and see how much justice we can do with time. Good morning, Benny and our analyst, Nejeeb. Jonathan shot himself in the leg through his book. Jonathan performed woefully. That was why people voted him out. No other factor than that. All what he wrote in his book, it was just lies and unnecessary excuses. Otumba from Iju Shaga. Have you read the book, Otumba? More WhatsApp this morning. Abe from Ota. I am not a prophet, but I can tell you categorically Buhari will never attend a presidential debate. What will he say? Even at recent APC campaign, he read a written speech, even to discern what he's talking about.
Yeah.
When he talks, it's difficult tact. I can't imagine APC letting Buhari out for any debate. Even they are afraid of letting him talk in public without being
City 1051 FM.
guided. All right, lastly on WhatsApp this morning, it is commendable that President Jonathan at least wrote something 4 years after, no matter how we look at it. This is in great contrast to someone else who could not write a single note, a memo or reminiscence of his service even 34 years after, and Pastor Johnson Olabode from Afro Media. And quickly on WhatsApp this morning, Lagos City, Nigeria. On Twitter, I beg your pardon. Fine William says, unfortunately, those that will perform brilliantly in the presidential debate are not the second runner-up position after the election. Guys, this is Nigeria. And Gabriel said, why are people reviewing a book they haven't read? Your analyst is basing his reviews on other people's opinion. That's
On excerpts.
On excerpts from the book, he says, Alaba Lakbe says, police should hasten the auto robbery saga. Anyone who is culpable should please go to jail or face the bullet. Those are, I'll get that, sorry.
That the 34 victims of the robbery faced.
Peter Okolo says, I disagree with the analyst in the studio. You can't base your analysis and opinions on what people said about GJ's book when you have not read it. Well, Nejeeb, you gotta go read that book. Forget about the excerpt and read the entire book. Thank you.
Yeah, I have to read the entire book, but then he released excerpts for us to know the interesting parts of the book. It's like a preview.
Lagos, well, that's how much we can take this morning on topical issues. Nejeeb, final thoughts this morning as we go.
For the presidential debate, I think we must pay attention to what's happening. No matter who's candidate, who is your favorite candidate, if they perform very poorly, very abysmally at the debate, you have to decide that, oh, I cannot, this person cannot take me to a better place. And in Nigeria, I think it's time we start letting people know. We have to be very specific. The last 8 years, of Nigeria have been woeful. Jonathan Buhari, they performed very terribly. I can't really say which one is worse, but we must all agree.
And that's I agree, but some people might have a contrary opinion to that. Like, I mean, that's pretty much I agree.
From when Yaradua left us, things have been going down. Let's it's not difficult to know. We can go to MBS, we can go to other sources and get information. We can know from what we were doing back then till now. So let's just decide that Jonathan Buhari, they've not done well for us. Let's look to other options. Let's stop this argument. When someone says, oh, they didn't build a road here, the other person, instead of saying, oh, how can we get this road built? Who do we go to? The other person say, oh, Jonathan did not build a road here either. And that just closes the case. We need to look further than that. That's just what I have to say.
Thank you very much, Nejeeb. Thank you, Lagos City, Nigeria, for your tweets, your WhatsApp messages, and your phone calls. Topical issues out for this week. We'll be back same time, same station next week, Monday. Breakfast in the City on the way with yours sincerely, Benny Ark. And it promises to be a pack of fun with great music and great talk. You don't want to touch it down. Up next is Sports City with the Silent G with Fred Mond.
We got the hits. We got the gist. This is Lagos #1 lifestyle station, City 1051 FM.